I just ended up writing way too many love poems. I tried recycling them, moving them from the old girl to the new it isn't work, don't try. So I wanted to write something that surpassed me, whatever trite thing I was going through at the time. Adam and Eve is such an amazing story. It just never seemed to quite make sense. I always had a few missing pieces, a few loopholes that needed to be sewn shut, so as poets do, I made this for you. I call it Adam's Apple. You know, Eve, before you, life in Eden was a lot simpler. There were fist-sized fruits, water balloon ripe, dripping from every tree. The sun was smiling into the writhing waters of the Red Sea. Butterfly-filled kaleidoscope breezes flowing over green silk grass carpeting. Long days of doing nothing but titling the artist and his creations. It was routine and unsatisfying. He told me stories of existing within the void, making me within himself for company. Unfortunately, the spark that took to force breath into clay carries many unforeseeable consequences, like snakes and curiosities. I was my father's first child. I soon gained self-awareness. Being the only one of my kind, my wine-sacked stomach knew the sickly fullness of too much. Before cancer had a constellation to call shoreline, it was you, beating through my skin. God offered to pry my heart's favorite rib, create a lover-shaped hole in my chest, but felt a trace space made from fingertips touching with pieces of the very bone that gently listened to my heartbeats, first whispered rhythms, ground stardust fine, reconstructed to the tune of Venus. The artist compromised and crafted another reflection, so at least one of us could exist who'd never know being lonely. And that was my job. And when I heard the thunderclap, it only been a part of a few moments that day. It wasn't fair. People learn about four tones only after dealing with it. It wasn't your fault. We both wanted to be wise like God. Before you came, I took a bite of the forbidden fruit too. That's how I figured out I was alone in the first place. Now I knew we were naked this whole time. It's one of the reasons I always asked you to jump for the high fruits and gather berries at the bottoms of the bushes. I can't help myself. You were made for me.
Aww.
Never had to question being soulmates. Now we love so much like God it makes him jealous. I bet one day he even writes a commandment about it. With my love, let him keep eternity. And I'll die in your left head back, your eyes guiding my descent into ether. I'll remember first discovering how our pieces fit, learning sensations of like swelling in your belly and feeling of consciousness ripening in your vessel, the longing to touch them to your lips more than cage them in your ribs. Let us teach our children that Eden was all rules and gates. We'll rewrite the history on the walls of caves, saying that we escaped. The pain of thorns my feet will only spur smiles, knowing when I left God, the best thing he ever made came attached to my palm. My dearest Eve, God does not know what he let go of. And I will not make that same mistake. I'm not upset with you. This is our genesis. I know now that we are human, imperfect and beautiful, scratched and mirrors, playing as a reflection. We were once, are, now, and will forever be one. Beyond the day that our clay settles back into earth, we will always have our story. Besides, if life were perfect, it would be boring, and thus imperfect. Let us leave Eden to God. We have a world to create.